Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, wherever you happen to be. I'm Jim from Geeks On Tour, and we are going to do another live broadcast from, where are we? Casa Grande, Arizona. And that should be we'll have a great time doing it.
This will be our last time here.
That's right. We're going to be leaving here and going to Quartzsite next week.
We'll be somewhere in the desert, in between Phoenix and Quartzsite next week.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, and welcome to What Does This Button Do? It's an educational show about smartphones and tablets with Geeks On Tour. We would invite you to become a member. We are member supported, and you can become a member of geeksontour.com, and we'll tell you all about what you get when you do that. So, together with my wife Chris, I'm Jim. We're the Geeks On Tour. Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? I know it seems to be
yeah,
sometimes.
Really.
Okay. Do you have questions about your Android or iPad tablet? And how do you learn about these amazing devices?
We are geeks who teach. We're into lifelong learning. It takes every bit of lifelong learning. And we love to help others along the way. So our website, geeksontour.com, we record videos and keep them all there. And that's what the membership is involved in. You get several hundred videos on specific topics that we teach.
Okay.
We don't have any lights on.
Oh, we should turn some lights on. I wonder if, actually, it doesn't look too bad.
Yeah. No, natural light is good because we have that door open there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That might be too much. All right. So, we're in Casa Grande, Arizona, and next week we'll be in the desert. Our beginner's lesson today is going to be Bluetooth connections, but we're also going to talk a little bit about how good a boy I was this past year.
Santa was good to us. Santa was good to both of us, actually, and we just got to show you because these are technology devices, of course.
Absolutely. So how we do this show is we'll talk a little bit about ourselves, and we'll do a beginner's lesson, something that we think is important for all folks to know about their smartphones and tablets. And we'll show the iPad, and we'll get into the Android during the segment. Then we'll do an app or feature of the week, and I have one all set up. And we'll take questions. If you have any questions, please leave them there in the comments section of the event, either down on the bottom here or in the YouTube.
Has anybody said hello yet?
No, I don't see anybody on it at all. So maybe we're the only ones here.
I did not send out an email this time.
Yeah, we were bandwidth challenged this week, and we're a little bit worried about how things are going to be going. So, but anyway, we do record this show to YouTube, or actually it gets done automatically. I have nothing to do with that. And it'll be available for viewing later with all of the other reruns there. And yeah, check it out. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, if you will. That would be wonderful. Okay, new toys. Instead of the quick tips today, we're going to show you some of the new toys that we have here. And I can't quite reach mine, but...
So Jim has been wanting a quadcopter. Last Christmas I said okay, and he got this little bitty toy helicopter that he flew around the house. You know, that was fun. But this time he said that he will take aerial video with it, and I do think that's cool. So he found the one that he wants, and it's hard to show you. You know, it's about so big, so we certainly can't show it to you here in our studio. So we have a little video. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
For me to cue that up?
Yeah, get it going.
Okay.
And then we'll see a little video that I took. This thing is just too cool. So here we go. I'm not hearing anything. Turn on the speaker.
Oh, because... all the way off.
Yeah, I know what I can do. I can mute this one. Maybe two.
Well, your birthday's coming up,
yeah,
right?
that's true. But there's a gimbal that you can use to steady that. Right now, it's attached directly to the drone. The GoPro camera's attached directly to the drone, the front of it. They have this gimbal device that hangs up underneath of it that the GoPro goes on, and it just moves around, and it makes it very, very smooth. So some of this stuff is good, but when it's in this follow me mode, it gets kind of jerky and moves things around. So.
But you're going to be playing with that a lot out in Quartzsite, I'll bet.
Yeah, I can't wait till we.
That's why I feel what a great place to take aerial video, because in case you don't know, Quartzsite, Arizona turns into a huge city full of RVs in the wintertime. They just park out in the desert, so it's quite a sight to see. And we're going to be there, and we'll get some aerial video.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was my toy.
Okay, my toy is a digital photo frame. So I keep looking around, and there are actually a couple of wall spaces in the RV that have enough space that I could put up a photo. And I've been looking and looking, and I just could not come up with one photo that I thought was worth taking up some wall space. I wanted a bunch of photos. That's what a photo frame is for. And we got this one. Now, what's really interesting about it is it's an Android device. And it also does not come with hardly any directions.
That just amazes me.
And actually what occurred, this was what, $120. There are some Android tablets that aren't much more than that.
Right.
Why not just dedicate them to be a photo frame and still have a full-blown tablet if you want?
Yeah, we talked about that.
I mean, this is an Android tablet. See, notice the home. I don't know if you can see it. It has a home and a back and a volume up and a volume down. It'll play videos too. So home, and and that looks kind of like Windows 8.
It does.
It's weird. But if I go to online photos, I can get to and it says Picasa, which is not right. That's your access to your Google Plus photos. So I have a lot of playing to do with this, but it was quite easy to plug it into a USB. So it came with a USB cable, and I just plugged in one side of the USB cable to the device and the other end to my computer, and then using all my thousands of pictures in Picasa, I just said, send my best ones over to this device. And in just a minute of inactivity, it will start playing my slideshow of thousands of pictures. So far, I haven't found any way to tell it to do them in order. It's completely randomized, but that's kind of cool. It's a test. Where was that picture? Oh yeah, where was that picture? So I guess I have to tell it local photos. Yeah, and then it'll start playing. It should. I have a lot to learn about. Anybody want to teach me? Yeah, albums.
One of the cool things that my new quadcopter features that it has this an app on the Android. It doesn't have anything for the iPhone or iPad yet, but it'll connect to a regular computer, either an iMac or a MacBook or a regular computer, and you can actually fly it autonomously. You can set up a course on it and put that together. So after the show, well, after the football game, after the show, if I don't drink too much beer, and we'll talk about beer a little bit later, I might take it out there and fly it again this afternoon. Okay?
Okay.
So where's that? I'm looking for this thing. Is that set up?
No, because I had to reboot the computer at 2 minutes
okay.
till.
Yeah, right.
But we have another video to show first anyway.
Okay.
Actually, I just want, our beginner's lesson for today is about Bluetooth. And first, I think we just need to discuss a little bit about what is Bluetooth. You know, why does it exist? And I say it's for attaching devices, computers, laptops, tablets, phones, to, I'll call them accessories. So for example, keyboards. You know, if you could actually type on that keyboard onto your phone right here, right?
Right. This is a special keyboard. You want to see it now?
Sure.
Okay. Well, this keyboard, I just got it, and it's a Logitech. But notice this little dial on the side here. I can push 1, 2, or 3. And over here on the right-hand side, I can connect it to a PC or to an Android or to an iPad. So it's Bluetooth enabled, and I can actually even put the device right in this little slot, and it looks like a little computer.
Now pick that up. I could even put the iPad mini in that slot.
Right, so now you have sort of like a laptop, and it has some control keys or the command keys for the iDevices, and it has a start key just like a Windows keyboard, and it is just amazing that, you know, and you don't have to reset it up every time.
Right, you don't have to reconnect it.
Turn the dial to 1, 2, or 3, and you're all set. And if you do mess it up, you can always reconnect it or repair.
Repair.
I like repair.
Yeah, yeah. The other main use for Bluetooth is for sound. So a lot of people use Bluetooth earpieces and connect them to their phone, so they're talking on the earpiece. In fact, some of you may have been doing that for a lot longer. I just haven't done that. But then there are also some weird things that you can connect. For example, we have a Wii game device.
Yeah.
You know, the Wii Fit. The Wii Fit that comes with a balance board, this thing that you stand on. Well, Jim at one point in time found that there was an Android app that would Bluetooth connect to that balance board, and it becomes a scale. And we see our weight printed out on the screen of our Android device. I thought that was just really brilliant.
That is cool.
And then more sound, like this great little Bose speaker, and that's one that we're going to show you in a minute.
Maybe.
And anything
I
else
have to pair it to the phone, not the computer, but it will pair to different things. This is what we're using in our seminars, our live seminars, when we're in front of an audience. Instead of having a big boom box or a big PA system in a medium-sized room, I can just take this and Bluetooth to our seminar computer, and it sounds great. But I'm afraid we'll probably get too much echo if I pair it here with our system. So I might pair it with my phone. And that works great too, because I like Pandora. Pandora's wonderful music. radio, and I just pair it, and then off it goes.
All right, and one other very important Bluetooth feature especially for travelers, right? How come that's not going? Is to be able to use your car radio for a speaker for your phone or for your GPS navigation. So we love using the Google navigation on our phones. It's really always, you can't always noise. So we pair the phone to the radio and the sound comes out the radio. And that also is something that's kind of difficult to show you, so we have a video, if I can get it going. This doesn't work with all radios. Only some radios are Bluetooth enabled. So you need to have your instruction book for your radio. And you find the menu options to turn the Bluetooth audio on the radio. Now that is discoverable by your mobile device. And you turn it to Bluetooth, and it says no service. Now it's saying that because there's nothing sending it info to the Bluetooth yet. Now, in your phone, you go to Settings and Bluetooth, and then Scan. And when you scan, it should be showing you the name of the radio, which in this case is this DHX6500 BP for Bluetooth. Now take a look at the radio, and there was a number there that got sent to the phone, and that's called pairing. When it's done, you'll see that it has the name of the phone shows up on the radio. Now there are options. So with this one pairing to the radio, you can tell it, I want my phone calls to go there, or I want media, music, Pandora, or both. Another thing, you can rename it so that it makes sense next time you pair it. Instead of that DEH6500, you can call it your RV radio. We call our RV, oh boy. So now when you receive a call, take a look at that. What shows up on the car radio is the phone number that's calling, or if that person was in your contact list, you'd even have their name.
Right on the screen there.
All right, now we try it with the iPad. You go into Settings and turn Bluetooth on. Then the radio should show up as one of the possible devices to connect to. You tap it. You see this number that it's getting paired, it's connecting to each other. It says Chris's iPad right on the radio. And now any sounds that would be coming out of the iPad, you would be hearing it through the radio speakers. This is great for navigation. So using your iPad and a mapping program. Oh, it's playing over again. Okay, we're done.
Okay. We're done.
So that is very, very handy. And one question I had was, so your navigation is coming through the radio and you're hearing turn left, turn right, all the things that your navigation says to you. What if a telephone call comes in while that's going on?
On the radio in the RV, it will mute any radio or any program that's on Bluetooth, and you'll see a flashing on the dash so that it says telephone, and all you have to do is answer the phone either by touching the answer on your phone, or there's a button on the radio.
There's a button on the radio. Now this RV did not come with this radio.
No, I had
the
radio that came with it was kind of crappy. It didn't have Bluetooth. It didn't even have a CD player. So I figured they're really inexpensive now. It was just over $100 for a new receiver. And this one has the Bluetooth built in, and it even has a jack in the back. So it has came with a microphone. So I ran the microphone line up by the sun visor, and now I have a microphone pointing right into my face. So it's not even using the microphone on the phone. It's using the microphone for the radio when it's in that Bluetooth mode. That's pretty cool.
And you installed that yourself, right?
I did.
You installed the radio, as I recall.
Yeah,
so
back in an earlier life, I actually did that quite a bit. I did that kind of stuff. So, okay.
All right.
You ready to show
I am.
Okay.
So now I'm going to show you how we connect the Bluetooth keyboard to my iPad. Oh. Can we go back to camera for just a second? Because this keyboard is so cool. It's just this little thing, and it magnetically attaches to the edge of the iPad. So this is my cover. I actually hardly ever use it as a keyboard. It's still kind of small, you know, but it is my iPad cover, and it is my iPad stand. And how elegant is that? You know,
it's just great idea.
The design is so beautiful, and we don't sell these. We probably should. You know, I know.
That was made by Logitech.
This was made by Logitech. Yeah, it's a Logitech Ultra Thin. Okay, so how do we use it? First of all, on the keyboard itself, there is an on switch. There is an on and off switch. There is also power. You need to charge it. It has batteries built in, and you need to charge it every once in a while.
It uses the same cable as the phone. It has a micro USB charging cable, right?
Yeah, as the phone, yeah, not as the iPad. This is not an Apple device, so it doesn't charge with the Apple
That's right.
charging.
Yeah.
It's a regular mini USB.
Wow. Batteries and chargers are going to be... that's crazy.
You know, where's Nikola Tesla when you need him?
Really? Wireless.
Okay, so how do you use this keyboard? Well, I'm just going to go into Messages, and notice that the on-screen keyboard did not come up. So that means I can just type using this keyboard. Hi there. You know, enjoying the show. So that's, once it gets attached, as long as it's on, you just turn on your iPad and go to somewhere where you need to type, and you type using the keyboard. But that doesn't help teach you how to do it, does it? So, so I'm going to go into Settings, and I'm going to show you under Bluetooth. Ultra Thin Keyboard Mini is what this is. I'm going to tell it to forget about it. I'm going to tell it to disconnect. I go into I for information and forget this device, just so that we can start over and show you how to do it. And I tap OK. And I'm even going to turn Bluetooth off. Okay, so now we're ready to connect. I make sure that the keyboard switch is on. And all of these devices come with certain instructions, and it would be good to read the instructions. So this is just giving you the general idea. I turn Bluetooth on, and it looks for devices that are nearby. Now, what do I mean by nearby? How far does Bluetooth go?
Bluetooth will typically go 30 feet or so. The closer you get to it, it's called a personal area network, and that really needs to be fairly close to you. So 30 feet is probably a good limit for you.
All right, and it's taking a while to find this. I think I'm going to just kind of kick it a little bit by turning it off and turning it back on again and see if that makes any... There we go. Sometimes you have to... And I end up doing that a lot. It's just like reboot, you know. Rather than really trying to figure out what's going on, just turn things off and turn them back on, and that usually fixes the problem. So that's all I did right there. I just turned the switch off on the keyboard, turned it back on. Now it's showing up on the iPad, and I can just tap on it to select it. And now it is connected. Now, what if, though, what if I just grab my iPad and go somewhere else, leaving the keyboard on my desk, and I go to write a message, and, the keyboard doesn't come up. So I say, oops. That's because it's connected to the Bluetooth keyboard, which is out of reach right now. So what's the quickest way to say, hey, iPad, I want the on-screen keyboard?
I would say turn off Bluetooth on the...
Turn off Bluetooth. The shortcut to turning off Bluetooth is to drag up from the bottom. That exposes your control center, and there's the little Bluetooth icon. Turn it off, and now my on-screen keyboard is back.
Great.
All right, so that's it for the iPad. Now you want to show how to connect your phone to the Bluetooth speaker.
Okay. Let's see. First of all, the Bluetooth speaker needs to be turned on. So it has a little on-off switch there, and it's connecting to something, and I'm not sure what right now. It might be this computer, but I'm going to turn the Bluetooth into discovery mode by pressing and holding the button, and it turns blue, which is great for Bluetooth. I hope you can see that. Or maybe I can just bring it right over here. Yeah, so it's blinking, it's waiting for a signal. So if you go to the Bluetooth settings there, just by swiping down and go to settings, Bluetooth needs to be turned on. You want to make sure that Bluetooth is on. Okay.
I'm just trying to get it to go. There we go.
All right. So Bluetooth is on.
Bluetooth is on.
All right. And you should be able to touch that and then start to find the Bose. So the Bose is there, so touch the Bose setting.
So it was already paired, meaning these two have met before.
Right.
But weren't actually working with each other until I tapped it.
Exactly. So now it turns blue and it says the Bose Mini Sound device is connected for media audio. Now all I need to do, or you need to do, is go to something that makes noise.
So how about
Pandora.
Words. So I'll just go to his all apps, alphabetical order, see if I can find Pandora.
Okay.
And now, instead of the sound coming out of okay.
So that's the Bluetooth. That's the Bluetooth speaker, and I really like it because, I have an older Droid phone that doesn't have a cellular connection anymore, and I just have that playing music, and I have another Bluetooth device that's hooked into the stereo of the house stereo, and it's just a little thing from Brookstone. It plugs into the auxiliary input of the stereo there, and I've been listening to Christmas music very softly all month long. It's been very nice.
Oh, and it's over.
Yeah, we don't have to listen to that stuff anymore. Okay, so where are we?
Oh, back to the
Got more stuff on
back
the
to the
slideshow?
PowerPoint.
Okay.
Alrighty. And
Okay, nothing there.
Bluetooth.
You want to show that?
No.
Okay.
We're good.
So we did the sound bar. I don't see any questions from users.
Okay.
So
Well, that could be because I didn't tell our...
I mean, I know that we have some viewers, but nobody's put anything up there. So I'm just, if you're out there and you want to have, or if you have a question, you want to get it answered, go ahead and put it into the comments. It does take a couple of minutes to go through the system, but we should be able to find it. Okay.
So you have an app of the week.
I really do, and it's an app of the week that I've had for a while. It's called Untapped, and it's a social networking app, It's available for the iPad, the iPhone, the Android phones and tablets, and even, well, it works on the Windows, and it's just cool. So it's a crowdsourced system where you can find uh, bars and beers and places that are local to you or all over the world. These are some screenshots from my Android.
Oh, is this where you came up with the place we went the other day?
No, no.
Okay.
That would have been cool, but actually the place where we went the other day is not in here yet.
Oh.
So they need to get on the stick there. It's a new place. It's called Arizona
Wilderness Brewery, yeah.
and it's up in Gilbert. And it was good. It was busy on Friday. We did another hike with the Palm Creek Hiking Club on Friday.
And a beer sure tastes good after walking for
boy.
7 miles in the mountains.
we did. It was fun. We had a nice hike in the desert, and after that we wanted a beer. So it's really pretty cool because you can search for beers and friends. So if they're already on the app, they have to.
And you do know somebody on this app, right?
Well, I know somebody that refers this app to other people. That's Phil May. And hi, Phil, if you're there. We miss you, but we'll see you next month or soon.
At a brewery nearby.
At a brewery near you or near us. And here's some screenshots from the Apple iPhone. So you can find apps. It is just, I think, for people who like beer, I'm one of them. We're two of them. In fact.
And there are a lot of great microbreweries in this country, and it's like in the last 10 years, it seems like.
Yeah, all the time that we've been
on the road, yeah.
on this road trip as Geeks on Tour, so they're all there. Okay, one thing that if you do download and install the app, they have a Facebook page that they invite you to join, and we have a Facebook page that we invite you to join.
Facebook.com/GeeksOnTour.
So come on in and like our page and find out what's going on with all the things that we do. Well, did you learn something? I know I did. I always learn something. I learned that we need to work on the sound again. We thought we had it going, and not so much. So we have some review questions here. Bluetooth is a wireless connection meant to go very short distances, for example, to a keyboard or what other device?
One thing we didn't mention is a mouse or a speaker or a radio.
We did do speakers and radio.
Yeah, speaker or radio is what we talked about.
And keyboards.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So
several different things. And the other things that we don't even know about, like heart monitors and stuff like that.
And the first Bluetooth device that I ever got was one of those little earbud things that you see hanging out of people's ears, and you know that they're a geek and they'll be out there talking to themselves, it seems like, but they're actually talking to somebody on the phone. And that was the first Bluetooth device that I ever had. And now more and more things, you can actually share files using Bluetooth between your computer and your Bluetooth device, your phone or your tablet, or even between two phones.
So do all these Bluetooth devices sometimes, I mean, it's radio, right? Is there ever any interference?
Oh, no, they always work perfectly, just like Wi-Fi. No, they don't always work perfectly. And, sometimes there are problems and you have to restart them is a good way to fix or troubleshoot a problem. And sometimes they just don't even work at all. It's amazing. Okay. So when you first make your connection between your device and an accessory, the process is called what, Chris?
Pairing. P-A-I-R. It's when they just first get introduced to each other, they become a pair.
Okay, so both the device and the accessory must have what turned on?
Bluetooth.
Okay, well that makes sense. All right. So why did Jim get a quadcopter? Because I was a very good boy this year.
Well,
That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
He says it's because he wants to take aerial video, which I am all in favor of. I think he just likes to fly things.
I do. I have little RC copters, and I used to have an airplane that was radio controlled, and I just love the idea of getting off the ground.
And when you want to play on the computer, it's with Flight Simulator.
Right, I have a flight simulator program that I like to play with. I always kind of wanted to be a pilot, but I could never justify the cost of becoming a pilot. And I mean, the cost of becoming a pilot is not that big, but maintaining
an
airplane, and flying an airplane, and all that stuff, no.
And last, what's the best way to display lots of pictures in a frame on your wall? With a digital photo frame.
And if you're really ambitious, you might want to devote an
Android device.
Yeah, it's probably out of the reach of most iPhones or iPads.
Probably the main difference is that this has to be plugged into power.
Yeah.
Because that's the only, otherwise an Android device, the screen will go dark after a minute. So that wouldn't work so well.
Yeah, and remember that the display on these devices is the biggest power hog on any of your mobile devices, your tablets or your phones. So when you are not using it, turn the screen off. That'll save your battery. Okay?
Okay.
So, what's the web page that lists all of our weekly shows, Chris?
GeeksOnTour.com, and then there's a menu item that says Weekly Show, and all of the archives of these What Does This Button Do episodes are there.
Okay. And the web page that lists all of your recent newsletters.
We encourage everybody to sign up for our free newsletters, and if you just want to see what the past ones have been like, go to GeeksOnTour.com, and the menu item is blogs and articles. Newsletters is one of the options on there.
Okay, and that's all free, and we invite you to sign up for the newsletters. What benefits do you get by joining the Geeks on Tour?
3 things. Number 1, access to all our tutorial videos on our website. Number 2, the access to ask us questions in the members Q&A forum. And last but not least, show notes for these What Does This Button Do episode. So you don't have to be watching the entire show. You can read through the notes and just pick the places that you want to watch.
Well, that's great. Again, we invite you to become a member. It costs, well, normally $68 for 1 year. If you want a recurring membership, that's $58 for the year, and it'll automatically re-up you every year on your anniversary. Well, that's it for another week of Geeks on Tour technology training. What does this button do? And next week we're going to...
Next week I want to get back to pictures. I still think pictures are the most important thing. And these are great cameras. These are just great cameras.
Wonderful video cameras, as you saw before.
Yeah, and the video of the quadcopter was taken with the phone. So, but they get organized automatically on your phone in different ways, and I'm going to try to tackle that a little bit.
Oh boy.
Or maybe I'll just show you how to get pictures to a digital photo frame. I'm not sure, but it'll be about organizing pictures on your phone.
Okay. When I set up the show for next week, there'll be an announcement going out to our people, and if you would like, you can put a comment in the comments section, and we will try and get those in during the show live. So watch for the notification. Make sure to click that you're coming and leave any questions in the comments. I did get a couple of questions here. Or Olive, let's see. I've been re-entering your site repeatedly and have finally got a comment box. Was it turned off? I don't know, Bill. That you should have the comment box there. Try it on the YouTube channel. There should be links on the page for both of those things. The comment should be there, and I'm not sure why. Warren says, good show. Well, thanks. Thanks, Warren. We really appreciate it. And so, let's see. Let's see what goes on now. Oh, closing credits. Geeksontour.com. I'm Jim.
And I'm Chris.
And we'll see you next week.
And we encourage you to keep pushing those buttons.
Because, you know, when you touch these buttons, you never know what's going to happen.
That's the only way you'll know. What does this button do? Touch that button.
Don't touch that button.
Touch that anyway.